In this video, I'll show you how I fixed these rotted fascia and soffit boards. And it was all because there was a crucial piece of flashing missing on the roof. So, follow along as we rip out the old, put in the new, and then we'll scrub in for surgery and make things right. I'll show you how to bend up this crucial piece of kickout flashing. And then I also managed to break a shingle so we get to fix that too. So let's get started. So we really only have a few inches of rotted trim, but it'd be really hard to scarf in a joint. So the best way to do it, the most seamless way, is to take the gutters down. And this may seem daunting, but it's really not that big of a deal. We undo the screws, and then everything's riveted together on the gutters. We just drill those out with an 1/8 inch bit. And then once everything's unscrewed, we can slowly take it down. And this is typically a 2-person job, depending on the length of the gutter. All right, it's time to remove this rotted piece of trim. And I started out trying to pull the nails out, but the best method was to whack it with a pry bar and then split it in half. Then it came out pretty easily. Here's a closer look at our problem area. You can see all the water has been dribbling down the siding, and they tried to make a kickout flashing with silicone. It was the right idea, but just not the right application. So wasn't quite good enough, so we have to fix that. Time to remove our soffit board. And it was easier to cut this thing in half and then pry it out. I briefly thought about just cutting out a small piece and trying to scab like a nice new piece in there, but I think to make it look nice, replacing the whole piece is the way to go. And on those cut ends, those fresh ends, we're going to seal that up with primer. This is an LP Smart Side product, and as long as you follow the directions, this is very durable. But it's not going to be durable if water is pouring on the underneath of it, so we do have to put a new kickout flashing in. We're going to secure everything with some nails. These are the nails I use. It's a nice general purpose nail. With that soffit installed, it's time to install the fascia. This is just a 1x6. This was rough sawn pine, and I put a coat of primer and 2 coats of paint on it. So this should be fairly durable. So to secure my nice new pretty board, I just use some of the same nails, and they are galvanized, so they're rated for exterior. Okay, with all that back in place, it's time to put the gutters back up. If you notice to the right of Stephanie, we had a clamp set up. That clamp was on the fascia, and we're just using that for an extra hand. It's kind of unwieldy to try to put gutters back up, but we managed to do it. It just took a little bit of finagling, and having that extra clamp to rest the gutters on, very useful. Another tip too, while we're putting the gutters back up, is to make sure that that drip edge isn't tight to the fascia board. We want to bend it up. That way all the water dribbles into the gutter. The gutter's held up with these clips, and I'm just trying to work this clip into place. Now, the left is going to be the high side, so I'm making sure that the left is higher than the right. And so I put the level on it. As long as the level is just touching the left line, it's good. It means we're draining to the right. Then I'm just going to work my way down the gutter to the downspout and secure it along the way and make sure it's pitched the right way. Here's the finished result with the gutter up and our new wood in place, and I think it looks really nice. And once we get a few coats of paint on our new wood, it's going to blend right in, and everything's caulked and watertight. But this will happen again unless we fix the original problem. We need to install a piece of flashing that's going to prevent the water from dribbling down the wall, or kick the water out into the gutter, hence the kickout flashing. So I don't have room to tuck any kind of flashing up in the current situation. This is T111 siding, so I have to make an incision. I'm making about a 1/2 inch incision, so I have room to slide some flashing up there. And yes, I did manage to break a shingle here. So I have that going for me. So I'm trying to tuck up a little piece of flashing up here, and then after that I'm going to add the kickout flashing. I try to use a nice pretty piece of kickout flashing, but I had to keep whittling it away and making it a little bit smaller because I had such tight room to work. And this just took a lot of finagling. I eventually was able to get it up in there.
Oh, got it.
Take a little closer look. You can see that the kickout flashing is integrated with the step flashing. Water is going to hit it and then dribble into the gutter and leave the wall dry. You'll also notice I made a vertical incision in the siding, and that gave space for the kickout flashing to come out of the wall. All right, I'm going to show you how to bend up a piece of kickout flashing. This is the piece I made. If you don't want to bend your own, you can buy
Kickout Flashing. They sell this at Home Depot. Comes with a set of instructions on it. The problem is this is $12, but it is fairly heavy gauge aluminum. But we're gonna make our own, and I'm gonna do it out of this stuff because it's cheap, and you'll be able to see the markings. You won't be able to see that if it's black. So we're gonna measure 2 inches over. So now we're gonna measure up 1.25 inches. So now we have to do the roof pitch from where our kickout starts, and it's going to go up this way. We're going to start here, and it's 412. So it's marked here on our square. We got 4. This is our roof pitch. Just going to cut to the middle there. This is going to be our kick out. I'm going to do the roof pitch. Cool. All right, this is what we're left with. And now we're going to fold it over on itself. All right, so now we're going to take this small piece. And we're going to bend it under the bigger piece there. We're going to flip it over so you can see it, and we're going to take this little tab, we're going to bend it. Cool. That pretty much locks it in place. Now we got to do this. Now we got to bend our roof pitch. And you can do that with your fingers if you want, but I think it's a little bit nicer, a little bit more professional if you use like a straight edge, something that's flat and straight. Put our bend back together here. So there you have it. Then we take some flashing tape and we'd seal up the back here so it's completely waterproof, like we did this guy. You know, so water's gonna drip down and then hit the kick out and shoop. And just in case you know, ice were to build up here, we got it sealed up with some tape.
Okay, last step, we have to fix that shingle that we broke. I just have one shingle to replace, and you might be wondering why I'm using this hair dryer. Actually, it's a little heat gun. I'm being very careful. I'm trying to warm these shingles up. It's a cold fall morning in Michigan, and I'm just trying to warm the shingles up just a little bit so they're easier to work with and I don't break another one.
Gotcha.
So I have to remove the shingle in question, but it also means I have to remove the nails above the shingle I want to remove. And one of the best ways of doing that is just using this pry bar. It's long enough where I can reach under the shingle, pry up, and then remove a nail. Like that guy right there. So I got all the nails out, but the shingles are still on there. The shingles are stuck to the ice and water shield, so it's just slow going. I'm just basically piece by piece taking this mess apart. Then eventually we got a nice blank surface to work with. So the first thing I have to do, I have to put a starter shingle on here. And I'm just going to use the back part of an existing shingle that I have. So I'm going to cut that. And then I'm going to place this guy down on the roof. Then I can put my shingle on. And after all that, I can measure and cut my replacement shingle and then put it in. Yeah. This is going to go on over the top of my step flashing and also the kickout flashing. And then we're going to secure it with some roofing nails. Trying to nail in shingles and not damage the shingle above is very tricky, so I use this little tool. It's called a roof snake, and it's perfect for these kind of repair applications. It's got a little groove in it where the nail lives, and then I just whack it down and then set it home. If you find yourself doing any roof repairs, this tool is a must-have in my opinion. Yeah. I'll have a little link in the description if you want to check it out. Then finally, all these new nails, they're going to get a little piece of roofing tar, and then On these other shingles where I pried up nails, or if there's any damage to the nails, I'm going to use roofing tar. And in this spot, I just have a real small piece of shingle next to the wall. So I'm going to put some roofing tar down there. I'm going to slide that little piece of flashing under there. And that'll make it pretty much bulletproof. And then finally, our little kickout flashing. We made a few incisions, and we're going to fill that in with exterior caulk. And then once we paint everything, everything is going to be seamless. It's going to be perfect. So there you have it. You got any questions? Hit me up in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.